Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing some of the most common consumer gutter guards that you'll find on the shelf at most box stores. But first things first, anytime you're going to deal with metal, sharp plastics, anything like that, safety first. All right, here we go. So first on the list is going to be this thing. It's like a snaky type of material. What it does is it slides in just like this. And there it sits. So this, honestly, this is a 6-inch gutter, so it works better in a 5-inch gutter. But to be quite honest, review on this, guys, from my experience, what I've seen over 30 years is that the ultraviolet rays, after a year or two, this stuff shrinks really bad. And it collects seeds and stuff, sits on top of it. The sediment starts to embed within the actual gutter guard itself. And then stuff starts to grow out of it, and it's subpar. It doesn't work very well at all. But, so I wouldn't advise that one. Even on a flat roof, I wouldn't advise that one at all. We also have this one right here, this style here. It's plastic. It does lock on to the actual gutter lip like this. It locks on and then it'll tuck right up under the shingles. This one is probably the most common one we see, probably because it's the least expensive, okay? Problem I have with it, again, it does let in some water, but then it also has this micro screen on top. So what happens with the micro screen is it lets stuff sit on top now, okay? So not all the small stuff falls through, and it gets heavy and it builds up, and eventually it starts holding back water, and it starts holding back debris on top of it, and it just becomes very inefficient. And along with the UV rays, they beat on this screen because it is just like a plastic screen. So it literally just wears it out. And quite honestly, this is probably it's probably the second worst one that we have here. We constantly are bringing it and replacing it and upgrading it. It's gonna last you a couple years before it just starts to sag between the gutter hangers. And I wouldn't advise it. I don't think it's for many times as you go up and down the ladder. In a couple years, people always still have to go in. From my experience, is what I see is they still have to go in and clean the gutters right behind it, even after it's installed. Next, we have a gutter helmet or gutter shell. Guys, this one comes in metal. Companies will bend it up, or it comes in this plastic type right here. They really function the same. What it does is it hooks right on the lip right here like so, and then it'll slide up under the shingles like this. As far as it being strong and stable, you can see that it's really quite fragile and weak. Another downfall about this is when you get heavier rains on a little bit more of a pitched roof, quite honestly, guys, the water flies right over these, okay? And oftentimes they can cause shingle damage, lifting up and whatnot. So not a huge fan of those. You know, if I would say, like, if it was a review of a 1 out of 10 or something like that, I would say it's a strong 5, okay? The metal ones, you could be 6, 8, 7 in that ballpark range. The metal one is definitely way better. The old big default, the big thing about the metal ones, guys, is that they're not generally hail resistant or anything like that. Impact resistant with things falling on top of it. They'll dent, they'll kink. They can also, if they're not aluminum, they can rust. Okay, then there's also this kind here, guys. It looks very similar to the shell or the helmet type. It's got its own little helmet type shape. It locks on, very similar. But, whoops, but this is, there we go. But this is like a mesh or a micro mesh. Not quite a micro mesh because that is a screen usually, but it's just a mesh type. You can see if I put it right against here, and I can zoom in, you can see how that looks real good. So the problem I have with this one is that we've seen these used frequently, and the stuff literally just gets caught in there. It just literally gets caught. Some of the stuff will sit on top, dry off, and then blow off. It does let in a fair amount of water, but what happens is the little twigs and the little stuff does get caught in here. Just by the way it's designed, it's kind of got it's not entirely smooth, okay? So stuff just gets caught in there. So as far as impact resistance, you know, it would get screwed on right here. And then it's not very, you can see the flex in it like this. Another downfall is when stuff falls on it, whether it's acorns, stuff like that, it is very flimsy, okay? So every time it makes a little dent in it, it's just another spot where stuff can build up and cause problems later. So this one here is gonna be an aluminum screen. You can see it's gonna, for installation, it's gonna install right here, like so. It gets screw holes here, it installs right on the lip. Unfortunately, this one is a smaller 5-inch. We are using a 6-inch gutter demo today. I actually grabbed the wrong one from the store. So we have a 5-inch one that matches up here. However, it doesn't let in as much water as some of the other ones, okay? As you can see, it has a very specific pattern with the holes. It's gonna keep out the big stuff, but it's also not gonna let in the small stuff very great either. As far as keeping the big stuff off, because it's aluminum, it's gonna, you know, your standard leaves, maple leaves, stuff like that. But your pine needles and stuff are gonna get stuck again in here, like sideways and whatnot. So I don't necessarily advise this. As far as impact rating, as you can see, it's very flimsy. Again, this is your standard aluminum gutter screen from a box store. But as we compare side by side once to this other version that we have here, right here, we're gonna call Sam, our lovely assistant Sam is gonna come on in, and we're gonna give Sam this hammer.
All right.
And Sam, I want you to, I'm gonna hold this for you, Sam, and you're gonna take this, you're just gonna hit it right here a couple times, nice and.
All right.
Oh, okay, there you go. So look at how long, do you see what that did? That hammer, obviously it's not very strong. It's pretty thin. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. All right, Sam, ready when you are, give her another crack.
All right.
All right, so yep, again, dented. This one held up a little bit better, but quite honestly, a few big storms with some wind-driven debris, you're gonna end up having, your gutter screen is gonna look like this. Okay, Sam, give it a go on this one. All right, so this one held up pretty good in the summer because we're here in our garage and it's warm out here, or in here, I should say. But what happens in the winter time with this is it gets extremely brittle. Extremely brittle. So you get wind-driven debris that's gonna crack that. We've seen it many, many, many times. It cracks that, it breaks it, it becomes essentially useless. All right, hit her right here, Sam.
All right.
All right, so this one holds up a little bit. So we got a little bit of damage on the back of it, but ultimately it holds up. In the summer, it's gonna hold up okay. But again, because it's so thin, your biggest enemy is gonna be your UV, causing it to buckle like this. And then in the winter time, that would 100% shattered it. So guys, we showed you that to show you this. This last one here is called Raindrop. So it's Raindrop gutter guards. Let's just let Sam take a crack at it. All right, Sam. Give it a couple more, Sam.
All right.
All right, so this stuff is practically indestructible. It's made out of polypropylene. All right, I always get that one confused with polyurethane. It's polypropylene, and the design that we have here, I don't know if you can get in there, Joe, like it's very sleek. There's no sharp edges on the spacing between the grids. Guys, it allows in so much water, okay? It allows so much water, and actually it's gonna allow the small little seeds to come through purposefully, okay? Purposefully, because with our gutter system that we use, we actually have an upgraded downspout version, all right, that goes with that. This is a 6-inch outlet, okay? That sits on just like that. It's upgraded from the standard 4-inch. You can see it's 2 inches wider, all right? So what's great about this is it tucks up right up under the shingles, or you can install it flat. Usually it has a little bit of a pitch to it. Guys, this has a 20-year warranty. There's like 0 customer complaints. We've been using this for going on 4 years, and we've taken people from anything and showed them the difference between this and all these and some of the other ones that are our competition sells, and flipped them to these. because when they see how these actually work and the amount of water it brings in, the actual leaves that it keeps out and debris that it keeps out is an amazing product. We stand behind it. It has a 20-year warranty. We have a 5-year workmanship warranty with it. If it doesn't work, we'll come back, take it off, clean your gutters, reinstall it. So guys, that concludes our 2025 consumer gutter review. So we do the Raindrop, we sell the Raindrop gutter guards. It's not something you're gonna get at the box store. So give us a call, we can hook you up with that and any other one of your gutter needs.